Okay, so now let's dive into our 4 case studies, starting with our younger students. Even though I know a lot of you probably have kids in high school, I want to make sure you understand the concept before we start talking about using college loans and some other things. Now, in the first secret, I talked about how you can use collegecostsecrets.com to figure out how much it's going to cost you for college in the future. For this particular client, we estimated that in the future, for the schools that they were looking at, it was going to be $65,000 a year for an undergrad. Crazy, huh? Your kids might be going to a school that's cheaper, your kids might be going to a school that's more expensive, and you might have multiple kids like I do. I have 5 kids, so you can imagine what my graph looks like. But in this example, we're talking about $65,000 a year that we're going to need to borrow in the future from the insurance company. So we needed to save, in this example, $17,000 a year to be able to pay for one student at $65,000 a year. Now, your numbers might be completely different. Maybe all you can afford is to save a few $100 a month or something, and your kids might have to take on a lot of the responsibility. But whatever the case may be, you want to project out what it's going to cost for you. In this example, we've got our expenses that start out high, and then you can see that they go low down here over time. We've got our interest that we're earning at 6%. And then down the road, we're going to use our account as collateral, and we're going to be borrowing the money. Here's the cool part. Check out how your money continues to grow while you're taking out those loans, just like taking out a home equity loan. But then the best part about this is that you don't have to make a payment. These loans can just grow and compound. So now we have compounding interest on our money, and our loans are compounding interest. Now, as long as you're paying less interest on your loans than what you're earning on your interest over here, then that is creating that positive spread that we talked about, which is this column right here. So if we fast forward down the road, you can see that our loan balance is getting bigger, but our account balance is also getting bigger, and that spread is getting bigger, and we have access to more and more of the money. This client only contributed $238,000 out of their pocket to fund college, which they actually funded $260,000 worth of college. And now, right around in here is when they're going to get a full college funding refund that they could use for retirement. They could literally take out a $200,000 loan and use that money in retirement. Or maybe they just want to take out a little bit each year to supplement their retirement income. Okay, so how does $17,000 a year into this plan using the life insurance compare with all of your other options that are out there? Well, if we're earning 6% on our life insurance and we're earning 6% on all of these other accounts just to keep things even, and if these other accounts are a 1% expense, then we have our taxable brokerage account in the red, and we have our 401ks or like an IRA over here in the blue, and we have our 529 in the purple. And because the expenses are higher in the beginning on the life insurance, you can see that when we get 10 years into it, the life insurance doesn't have as much money as a 529 account, assuming that they don't lose any money and assuming that they average a 6% return like the life insurance, right? But here's the best part. The reality of it is that when we start using the money out of the 529 plan to pay for college, it interrupts the compounding interest. Whereas in the life insurance, when we're borrowing the money, our compounding interest is continuing to grow. So if we look ahead into the future, the interest that we're earning on our 529 account is on a smaller number. Plus, you can only use the 529 money to pay for a qualified education expense anyway. Over here in the life insurance, because of that power of the positive spread, look at what is happening to our available cash value. It's obviously starting to get a lot bigger, and if we fast forward even into our 80s and our 90s, we're talking $1.6 million in the life insurance compared to $300,000 in the 529 plan, or a Roth IRA would also be in this category over here as well. And of course, we know that the taxable brokerage accounts aren't nearly as effective because we're paying taxes on the gains.